Rise, man.
The Force will be with you.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this more casual style video, I'm going to be giving my honest thoughts on the latest installment of Disney Plus Lego Star Wars, the Star Wars 2020 Holiday Special. So last night when it popped up on my Disney Plus home screen, I was reluctant to watch it because normally I give these kinds of things a miss. I've always been far more attracted to the live action side of Star Wars, but I said screw it and I pressed play. So until that point, I had seen the trailer on YouTube and I thought it was mild, and while it seemed quite comedic, I didn't think I was going to watch it. But I did, and I must say it was really great, and it far exceeded my expectations for such a movie. With the current state that we find ourselves in the midst of a pandemic, I really haven't felt particularly festive this year, and we're just over halfway through November, so it's a rare thing. Especially in the UK, we usually have some indicators that signal towards a Christmas season, as early as September sometimes, and I kid you not, I actually saw a Christmas poster back in August at my local supermarket that bragged that it was the first Christmas advert. So anyways, I digress. I bring all this up because this movie made me feel somewhat festive, and it was actually very heartwarming and light-hearted. I'd say it was a welcome break and soft diversion from the more action-packed side of the Star Wars franchise, and all in all, I really highly recommend you go and watch this film if you have, of course, a Disney Plus subscription. So at this point, I'll get into some spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I recommend you click away now. So immediately when the film starts, you're drawn into the fact that it's set directly after Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. There is peace in the galaxy and preparations are being made for Life Day, which is the Star Wars equivalent of Christmas, and the holiday that the first Star Wars holiday special was based on back in 1978. Life Day is also mentioned by the Blue Myth Roll in Season 1 of The Mandalorian. So the opening scene also brought a smile to my face because Finn was finally being trained as a Jedi by Rey. The sequels did a huge disservice to Finn's character by never exploring his Force sensitivity, but we finally get it here in this film. But Rey is doubting her abilities to train him in the ways of the Jedi. I also want to point out how funny Rey sounds in this film. It's clear that they were going for an exaggerated version of Daisy Ridley, and as a fellow British person, this made me laugh, particularly when she over-enunciates words like Skywalker, she says Skywalker, which is of course a hyperbolized version of how many English people with the London accent would say it, but it's not true to the authentic sound of Daisy Ridley's voice. Oh, and another thing I want to point out that I really liked is we actually see Rey use the yellow lightsaber. I've always wanted to see that in live action form. After the Rise of Skywalker, where we see the new lightsaber that she wields, I wanted to see that in live action, and at many points throughout this film, I did also think this would look so much cooler in live action. For example, when she faces off with Darth Vader and she uses the yellow lightsaber, that would look absolutely awesome as Daisy Ridley. So this holiday special, as I said, opens with the scene that establishes a parallel with Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker, and this time it's between Rey and Finn, Rey being the master and Finn being the apprentice. And of course there is light humour throughout. We even see Porgs, who Finn blames for his poor performance as a Force user. So Rey then reads some of the Jedi Texts and comes away with the wrong lesson. She takes back her working lightsaber and gives Finn a wooden one instead, which he doesn't really like at first, but she's convinced that this new wooden lightsaber will present a new path, a new ability. Instead, it only embarrasses Finn and he gets a splinter. So when Rey consults these Jedi Texts again, she discovers the location of a mysterious Jedi Temple on Kordoku. I'll also say that Yoda is narrating, which is also quite funny. And on Life Day, there is a key to the galaxy's past at this Jedi Temple, and that's where the Jedi's future becomes clear. So Rey is able on that planet to open a portal, and then she revisits the Skywalker Saga. We get taken through every film, and she's pursued along the way by Darth Vader. My favourites two scenes from this film are when she goes to Dagobah, where we see Yoda train Luke in Lego form, and we also see a really cool rendition of young Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn from the opening scene of The Phantom Menace, you know, where the protocol droid TC-14 shows up. But unfortunately we don't get her. What I find really great about this film is the dynamic between teacher and student. That is the underlying theme, so there is kind of a deeper thing than it just being a quote-unquote kiddie film. But there are more light-hearted, childish moments like when she meets Palpatine, and there's kind of some slapstick humor with that. I also want to say one of the really nice touches of this film is we get Chewie's family, who we saw in the original 1978 holiday special. They show up and, you know, they play with BB-8 at the end. Also, a very funny moment in the film is when Finn uses his lightsaber right at the end when he says he's prepared as a Jedi and he slices the turkey, which I thought at first was a porg, but apparently it's not. I'm sorry if this review lacks a bit of structure in terms of where we are in the film, but I'm just giving you my raw thoughts and my raw, honest review about what I thought of this holiday special. But overall, this film is trying to teach us important lessons about competence, being humble, togetherness, and also finding our sense of community when it comes to feeling like we want to give up. I also feel like this movie is trying to teach us that we have to trust our abilities, and that doubtfulness is just part of the process, just another step, another hurdle into finding our abilities, because ultimately Rey does find the self-confidence that she needs to believe that she is a good teacher. And that comes through her witnessing parts of the Skywalker Saga that can teach her how to be a good master. For example, she meets Yoda and Luke, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and we go through it all, and there's comedy along the way. So that is my review of the holiday special. Please let me know what you thought of the film if you've seen it, and if you haven't, like I said, I really do recommend this one to you. So I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy, and I'll see you tomorrow for more news.